Welcome back to the deep dive. This time, we're taking you into the world of The Not So Perfect Fiancé,
All right.
a romance novel by Maggie Dallen.
Nice.
And we're going to explore all the twists and turns of this story.
Yeah.
Especially all the surprising decisions that the characters make
Right.
and what motivates them.
It's fascinating how this book takes like a familiar trope,
Yeah.
the fake relationship,
Yeah.
but it throws in this whole world of reality TV.
Right.
And that just
Yeah.
sets the stage for some really interesting character dynamics.
Okay, so let's set the scene
Yeah.
for our listeners.
Okay.
Picture Friar Hollow.
Okay.
It's a charming little town upstate New York.
All right.
This is where we meet Callie.
Right.
She's been dumped by her fiancé, Brent,
Oh, no.
only a month before the wedding.
Wow.
And she's trying to find some peace of mind
Right.
by renovating her fixer-upper.
I see.
She actually finds a kind of therapy in the physical labor, like
Yeah.
scraping paint,
Yeah.
tearing down walls.
It's like she's rebuilding herself along with the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty common theme in stories.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
finding comfort in those tangible tasks
Right.
when your emotions are a mess.
Right. But just as she's getting into her groove,
Uh-oh.
things take a turn.
No?
Enter reality TV.
All right.
Cole Harding.
Yeah.
He's this big-time home renovation star,
Mm,
arrives in Friar Hollow
I see.
to film a special episode of his show One Step at a Time.
Okay.
But here's the twist.
What's that?
The network wants to exploit Callie's heartbreak for a special breakup episode.
Oof.
Talk about adding insult to injury.
Yeah, that raises some questions about how far reality TV
Yeah.
is willing to go for ratings.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
right.
Where do you draw the line
Yeah.
between entertainment and,
Exploiting someone's pain.
yeah.
Exactly. And that's what makes Cole's next move so interesting.
Yeah.
Initially, he seems kind of jaded,
Mm-hmm.
maybe even cynical, but he sees right through Callie's fake smile.
Mm.
He picks up on her genuine distress
Okay.
at the network's plan, and it really affects him.
Wow.
So he steps in and he offers to be her fake fiancé
What?
for the show.
Oh, wow.
He wants to shield her from further humiliation.
So this is where we start to see beneath the surface
Yeah.
of his character.
Uh-huh.
He's not just this charming TV star.
Yeah.
He's someone who really empathizes
Yeah.
with Callie's situation.
And to keep up the charade, he actually moves into her house.
Oh, my God.
As you can imagine, this leads to some awkward
Yeah,
and pretty funny situations.
I bet.
There's this one scene
Okay.
where Cole and Callie are hugging,
Mm.
just acting.
Right, right.
And Leah, this new friend of Callie's,
Yeah.
is a huge fan of Cole's.
Of course.
She walks in on them.
Oh, that must have been priceless.
Yeah.
That's a great way to lighten the mood
Yeah,
amidst all the emotional tension, wouldn't you say?
totally. But as this fake engagement plays out,
Right.
we learn about Cole's past.
Oh, okay.
And that adds a whole other layer to
Interesting.
his motivations.
Yeah.
Turns out he's experienced heartbreak in the spotlight himself.
Oh, no.
His ex-fiancée left him
Really?
while he was recovering from a career-ending football injury.
Oh, wow. That must have been devastating.
Yeah.
It's a parallel to Callie's situation
Mm-hmm.
that runs deeper than just a broken engagement.
Right.
They've both had their dreams shattered,
Right.
and they're both trying to pick up the pieces.
You're right. It definitely makes you understand him better and
Mhm.
root for him a little more.
Yeah.
But here's the catch.
What?
Callie, despite Cole's efforts,
Yeah.
is convinced that Brent will come back to her.
Oh, no.
She's holding on to that hope,
Oh, wow.
refusing to even throw away his things,
Oh.
while unknowingly
Yeah.
she's developing feelings for Cole.
That denial can be powerful, can't it?
Mm.
Sometimes we cling to a version of reality that we want to believe,
Yeah.
even when, all the evidence is stacking up against it.
So true. She's creating this classic romantic tension
Uh-huh.
by not seeing what's right in front of her.
Right.
Of course, things can't stay like that forever.
No.
There's this heated conversation between them,
Okay.
and it leads to a passionate kiss.
Wow.
Finally, they're forced to confront their growing feelings.
That's a turning point in their relationship.
Right.
It's no longer just a performance for the cameras. The line between pretend and real is definitely getting blurry.
Absolutely. And just as Callie's starting to question her feelings for Brent,
Oh.
guess who shows up?
Who?
Brent, of course.
Oh, no.
He wants forgiveness and a second chance.
He does.
I bet Cole was thrilled about that, huh?
I doubt it.
Seeing Callie embrace Brent had to be like a punch in the gut for him.
That's a classic move in romance novels, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Throwing a wrench into the works just when things are getting interesting. Right. But Brent's return is more than just a plot device.
Right.
It forces Callie to make a choice.
Yeah.
Will she cling to the past or take a chance on something new with Cole?
Good point. And, you know, it's interesting to think about how you might react in a situation like that. Have you ever held on to a relationship that wasn't right?
Oh, yeah.
Hoping things would change.
It's a relatable struggle, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've all been there at some point.
Right.
Hoping for the best, even when it's probably time to move on. It's tough because sometimes we invest so much in a relationship. We almost like need it to work out.
Right.
Even if it's not really right for us anymore.
So Callie's reunited with Brent, but it doesn't last long.
Okay.
There's this key scene where Brent wants to talk to her privately without Cole around. And that really sets Callie off.
Oh, really?
She realizes how much his leaving hurt her,
Yeah.
how disrespectful it was, and she finally lets go of that past relationship.
Wow.
It's like a weight lifts off her shoulders.
That moment of anger is actually really important for her.
Yeah.
It's not just about Brent excluding Cole. It's about Callie finally standing up for herself.
Right.
And recognizing her own worth.
You're so right. She's not going to settle for being treated poorly anymore.
Good for her.
And it becomes clear that her feelings for Cole are much stronger than any lingering attachment to Brent.
Which brings us to the grand finale.
Right.
The episode ends with Cole proposing to Callie.
He does.
On camera.
Wow.
But this time it's real.
Oh, wow.
Not just for the show.
Okay.
He reveals the truth to the audience and to Callie.
Oh, my God.
Pouring his heart out.
Wow.
The look on her face.
Yeah.
The shock, the joy.
I bet.
It's the perfect ending to their fake engagement charade.
I love how this ending flips the script on the whole fake relationship trope.
Right.
It starts as a lie, but it becomes something real and meaningful.
Yeah.
It's almost like their journey is a metaphor for how love can surprise you.
Right.
How it can blossom in the most unexpected places.
Absolutely. And this book doesn't shy away from the tough stuff either.
Right.
It explores trust, second chances, the challenges of opening yourself up to love again after being hurt, which I think a lot of people can relate to.
Speaking of relatable, what about the other characters?
Right.
We have Leah,
Okay.
Callie's friend, who's completely obsessed with Cole's show.
Oh, yeah.
She really represents that whole fan culture,
Yeah.
that idealized view of celebrity relationships.
She's living the dream vicariously through them. It's almost like she needs to believe in this fairy tale romance between Callie and Cole.
Yeah.
It's a funny contrast to the reality of their situation.
And then there's Angela,
Oh,
Callie's more grounded friend. She's the voice of reason throughout the story, always questioning this whirlwind romance.
She's that friend who keeps it real.
Right.
Who's not afraid to point out the potential pitfalls.
Yeah.
She's skeptical, which is understandable given how fast things are moving between Callie and Cole.
Right. It's like she's the voice of the audience, urging caution amidst all the excitement.
And don't forget the setting.
Oh, yeah.
Friar Hollow. That small town atmosphere really adds to the story, wouldn't you say?
Definitely.
Yeah. The close-knit community creates this sense of intimacy, but also a lot of scrutiny.
Right.
It makes it tricky for Callie and Cole to pull off their charade.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's part of what makes their relationship feel so special.
Right.
It's like the whole town is rooting for them.
It's that classic small town romance vibe where everyone knows everyone else's business.
Exactly.
But the book doesn't just focus on Callie and Cole's relationship.
Right.
We also see Cole dealing with his past.
Yeah.
The challenges he faced after his football injury.
That's a crucial part of his character arc. It shows his resilience,
Right.
his ability to find purpose and happiness,
Yeah.
even after a major setback.
Right.
It makes him more human, more relatable.
He's definitely not just a pretty face on TV.
Nope.
He's someone who's been through a lot and come out stronger on the other side.
Right.
I think that makes his willingness to help Callie even more meaningful. He recognizes her pain because he's been there himself.
Exactly. He's not afraid to be vulnerable.
Right.
And that's refreshing to see,
Yeah.
especially since he starts off as this seemingly jaded celebrity.
The novel also touches on family relationships.
Okay.
Like Callie's close bond with her brothers.
Mm-hmm.
She's so protective of them.
Yeah.
She even keeps the truth about Brent from them for a while.
That's a common theme in families.
Uh-huh.
Wanting to shield your loved ones from pain, even if it means keeping secrets.
It's that age-old dilemma, how much do you share and when?
Right.
But the not-so-perfect fiancé isn't afraid to show the less-than-perfect side of relationships, too. Brent's behavior, the emotional immaturity.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a wake-up call.
He's a classic example of what happens when someone avoids dealing with their emotions.
Right.
He runs away instead of communicating.
Yeah.
And that's ultimately what destroys the relationship.
Right.
It's a good reminder of how important honest and open communication is.
It's like his actions are saying, I'm not equipped to handle this, so I'm out.
Yeah.
Not exactly a recipe for a healthy relationship, right? It's a stark contrast to Cole.
Yeah.
Who's willing to face his feelings head on,
right.
even when it's uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes him such a great partner for Callie.
Yeah.
He challenges her to do the same.
He pushes her to grow.
Right.
To stand up for herself.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, to choose a love that's based on mutual respect and understanding.
Right. And that brings us to a question for you.
Ooh, okay.
What would it take for you to believe in a second chance at love?
That's a good question.
Would you be willing to risk getting hurt again?
Yeah.
For a chance at real happiness?
It's a tough question, and there's no easy answer.
But this deep dive into the not-so-perfect fiancé has given us a lot to think about.
Definitely.
Wouldn't you say?
We've seen how love can be messy, unpredictable, and sometimes even born out of a lie.
Right.
But ultimately, it's a story about hope, second chances, and finding the courage to open yourself up to love, even when you've been hurt before.
It's a reminder that happy endings are possible.
Yeah.
Even when you least expect them.
Absolutely.
And if you're looking for more lighthearted, feel-good stories like this one, we highly recommend checking out more of Maggie Dallen's work.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
She's a master at creating characters you can't help but root for.
Yeah.
And her stories are always filled with warmth, humor, and a healthy dose of romance.
They're the perfect escape.
Yeah.
When you just need a little reminder that love can conquer all.
So until next time, keep exploring those stories that spark your curiosity and keep diving deep with us here on The Deep Dive. We'll be back soon.
Okay.
With a whole new world of fascinating topics to explore together.